rolling ragu. We're up with the sun this morning, 6:30. We're still at, where are we? Sunset Bay State Park in Oregon. And at 8 a.m. we'll be at the South Cove for a tidal pool guided tour by a ranger. We made it in the car 2 minutes before our drop dead time to make the tour. Not sure exactly where we're going, but
yeah.
We're taking a left up here, Mama.
That's the tour started at 8. Ethan, yesterday
You missed it. I hear seals.
Really?
Yep.
I can't hear him. The man filming was trying to get out of the seat. He was trying to get out and forgot that he had his seatbelt on still.
Old people.
You're welcome for the help.
So today is a minus tide, which means it's more than a foot lower than normal low tide. So we can get out to see things that you normally can't see. If you came out here a few days from now, you wouldn't be able to go as low as we're going to go today. And if you came out here in a few hours, you wouldn't be able to see these rocks at all. They would all be underwater. Over there, into those tide pools, onto those rocks to go explore. So when you look at those tide pools, what are they covered in?
Moss.
Moss. It looks like moss. It's actually algae, right? Seaweed.
It's very slippery and very dangerous and hard to walk around the tide pools. So she's suggesting that I take a hint from the creatures of the tide pool and crawl around like a crab. I don't crawl. She's explaining tides and how and why they happen, which of course my students will understand. And she said that today we happen to hit a -1 foot tide, which means it's lower than even a typical low tide. The moon and sun contribute to the gravitational pull on water, and when they both work together you get an extra high tide. And when they're both working against each other, you get an extra low tide. And an extra low tide is called a neap tide, N-E-A-P. And we're here on a neap tide day, which is great because she said the water is actually 10 feet lower than it was just 7 hours ago.
The water goes away and they have to figure out how to survive. So what anemones do is curl all their tentacles inside, clump up into a ball, and hold on to all of the water they can possibly cling to inside their bodies.
Here?
That's a sea star. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
So this is a blood star. This is different than the type of sea stars we've normally been seeing.
Yeah, cool.
Can I hold
If you
it?
find a really big one,
I want it.
those are the fish that will spend their entire lives living in these little pools. They'll swim around when the tide comes high, and then they'll snip their way back.
What y'all finding?
Hermit crabs.
Is that a hermit crab?
Yep. It's a cool looking shell.
Crawl like a crab.
It's drier here than it is over there.
Oh, okay.
So all these rocks are dry.
You really don't have to move around a lot if you just look real close.
Yeah, he is. Hello.
Yours was actually
There he
eating
goes.
you. Was it? Could you
Do the
feel it
one next to
nibbling?
it.
Yeah.
Another one, Owen.
Look what?
Eat my dead skin. Zoop. He does. Come on now. Go. Hello. There you go.
There he is.
Hello. Oh, oh, careful. There you go.
Well, it looks like a spider on here.
Oh, crap!
What
baby.
you got?
Oh,
You got a crab.
You got a crab.
baby crab.
There he is. Here, be still.
Oh, this is neat.
There he is.
This seaweed is really quite interesting. It's kind of like the rubber that you make a rubber mask out of or something for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like I have a 6-legged starfish and a chitin shell. And there's my snail.
It's empty.
What is it called? A chitin?
Yeah, chitin.
It's really cool to think that all of this is flooded and drained twice a day. Flood, drain, flood. A lot of motion, activity. I guess bringing nutrients in for all these creatures. We've seen about everything you'd want to see in a tide pool. As the captain of this voyage, and by the way, the kids do refer to me as Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. They said traveling in a motorhome is a lot like traveling in an airplane, and an airplane has a captain, and the GPS has this little ding to it that sounds a lot like you're on an airplane. So they refer to me as Captain. I have some things in my mind that they don't worry with because they're along, that sounds terrible. They don't have to think about these things. We have, I don't know, about 500 or 600 miles to make in 3 days up the coast to hit our destination on time. I know we need to be driving right now, but you hit these little magical moments and you have to let them happen. Sometimes, even as the captain, I have to roll with it and figure out a way to make it all happen. But you know, that's part of the fun. You know, when I was a kid, I enjoyed being a kid and just digging around in tide pools and not worrying about where I was going to sleep tonight, the fact that the propane is running out, all these various things. And but now as an adult and as the captain, that's part of what I take joy in, is providing a hassle-free experience for my kids. I was going to say for Cindy, but I think she feels hassled sometimes, pretty sure. Well, unfortunately, I had to call it. They had about an hour and a half out here, so that's all we can afford for today. I wanted to show you, look at this. This is a little different kind of seaweed. Big, wide, fat leaves with the rootstock. Pretty neat. Everything smells like the ocean. Go figure.
Take a little splash there.
A splash?
Yeah, I saw.
I didn't take no splash. This is master balance here.
I saw your foot go down, and then I saw a huge burst of water.
No. Jasper, did you see it?
Nope.
Nope, because it didn't happen.
I did.
There was a crab and I tried to catch it. And it pinched me and its arm broke off and it was still pinching.
Oh.
We touched the urchins and the urchins touched us.
So they had, like, their tentacles were out?
Yeah.
Cool.
They wouldn't come off though, so it was hard to...
I'm glad Ethan stayed behind to help his mother.
Owen stayed behind.
I mean Owen. Y'all look very similar. There she is, a little purple shirt out there way in the distance against the cliff. So what goes down must go up. I got to get back up that cliffside. I'm gonna get a little head start on the rest of them. Then I can take more breaks and go at a slower pace. You ready? You too, right? You're not in the best of shape anymore, are you? The youngster's moving on. I took the first bench I could take. That's steep. You want to see how far I've come? I actually didn't do too bad. Look at this. Huh? What about that? I've got to be up a couple of 100 feet by now. As expected, I caught up.
That was only after I waited 5 minutes.
Second stop. Look how high up we are. Man. I'm almost there. Almost there. Now here comes my nephew around the corner. Notice how heavy he's breathing. I'm sure he'll be exhausted. Worn out, right, Jazz? All right. Impressed with the old man? Yeah, he's impressed. We're going to the overlook for seals. Can y'all hear them in the distance?
I can definitely hear them.
Yeah, we hear them. All right, we stopped here at Simpson Reef, and we can hear the sea lions. Let's go see. Do we see the sea lions?
Straight ahead. Way out there. They're way out there.
Oh, I see them on the sandy beach.
Yeah.